So I was just sitting here again. I was rewatching this video I just put up. It takes so long to upload a video. I don't know what the deal is, but I mean, it takes like 3 hours to upload a 20-minute video to YouTube for me. And the whole time when it's uploading, I can't even load any web pages. So I have to just like wait 3 hours before I can even get on the internet. It's pretty ridiculous. But anyway, I put this video up about YouTube giving my newest Prince death video a copyright strike just after midnight, just like they did previously, and they were showing me the number 165, and I talked about the number 134 and how they're interrelated and whatnot. So I know this is connected to the death of Prince and whatnot. And as I was rewatching it, one of the things I never noticed, I talked about the newest video that they gave me a copyright claim on or whatever, had to do with Beyonce and Coldplay's video called Hymn for the Weekend that came out right before the Super Bowl and whatnot. Anyway, that video came out on January 29th, 2016. And I talked about if you go to the 134th day of the year this year, the day I keep seeing a whole lot, it's also Friday the 13th. You know, the Paris attacks were on Friday the 13th. This is the only Friday the 13th this year. 134th day, King Charles III equals 134. But anyway, I only talked about the 3 months and 14 days in this video. I never talked about how it was a span of 105 days. What really sticks out is that when I talked about The Simpsons killing Prince, that episode on 11/2, and Prince died on the 112th day of the year, which was also Queen Elizabeth's 90th birthday. But in that video, I talked about how there's like a moon theme or some type of space theme, because they even kill Neil Armstrong in that episode, the first guy to walk on the moon. Also George Clooney in the movie Gravity. So there's some type of like space theme. Also Prince Charles's first wife, Princess Diana. Diana is the moon goddess. Also, I talked about Prince dying at the age of 57. Moon equals 57. This new copyright strike that I got last night at 12:34 in the morning was on 5/7. But it made me remember something about the Pope's visit. Pope Francis, when he came to the United States last year, right as he left, we had the blood moon, the fourth blood moon in the tetrad or whatever. And it was on September 28th. But blood moon in Gematria, blood moon equals 105. So interesting, it's 105 days from this music video that I made a video about to the 134th day of the year. But if you go from the day that Prince died, let's just type it in here, to this year, like the anniversary of the blood moon, I guess, 4/21. Look at that, a span of 5 months and 7 days even. I know it's not the same because the blood moon isn't this year. If you go from the blood moon last year and you go to 2/6, Queen Elizabeth's 64th anniversary of being the queen, also the same day that I put this video up about the Beyonce and Coldplay video, a span of 131 days. Prince Charles in Gematria equals 131. So interesting, I guess. There's something to do with the moon theme. And I just find it interesting that his wife who died just so happened to have the same name as the moon goddess. Also interesting, tetrad or however you say it, equals 68 in Gematria. Prince Charles, the small way equals 68. Pope Francis, the small way equals 68. Donald John Trump, the small way equals 68. Barack Obama, the small way, equals 68. So pretty interesting. A lot of powerful men would have that Gematria, and it also connects to this stuff that it connects to blood moon. Also in regards to blood moon, and I talked about the number 91 in this previous part where I talked about it, how they copyright struck it 91 days after I put the video up. I talked about 91 in connection to Will Smith, the football player. And I even mentioned how when I first started noticing the 91 and bad things, It had to do with the death of Dean Jones, the actor in the movie Herbie the Love Bug, the original, and whatnot. And interesting, one of the only Blood Moon things that I ever talked about in any of my videos was the movie Herbie Fully Loaded with Lindsay Lohan, and in the very beginning, she's wearing this shirt with the blood moon on it, and this is the Golden Gate Bridge. And remember, in the movie Pixels, on the cover they have Pac-Man eating the Golden Gate Bridge or eating San Francisco, yet the whole movie they don't go to San Francisco ever. So it doesn't really make that much sense. So, I mean, just something to think about. San Francisco and Gematria equals 122. Pope Francis, the big way, equals 122. And then we have this picture. Her dad in this movie is even Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton, the original Batman, when Jack Nicholson was the Batman, or the Joker. Jack Nicholson. Just type him in really quick. Jack Nicholson, 134. May 13th, the 134th day of the year. So I just typed in 2016 moon phases, and I went to this website right here, and it brings it up, and look, I'm trying to figure out what the point is, but May 13th, the only one highlighted in red. Like, what in the world? May 13th, highlighted in red again. 12:03 p.m., 5:03. I wonder why it's highlighted in red. None of the other ones are highlighted in red except for that one. I didn't type in a date or anything. There's no... We'll see if I can do it again just to prove it here. We'll open up a new window and see if it still does it. May 13th. Hold on. Let me read through here and figure out why it's red. Because that's pretty interesting. If it's red because of a blood moon or something, we'll see. Hold on. Alright, well maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe somebody can help me out with this and explain to me why this one's red. I can't find anything. I went through and looked. I even went back, I went back to 2015. There's no other red ones on here. 2015. None of them are red. 2014. I mean, I'm just going to go through a few of these here. None of them are red in 2014. I didn't go to 2013. We'll try 2013. I can't see like a key or a legend or anything that tells me why it's red. Why May 13th? That is pretty weird that none of these other ones are red. We'll stop at 2012. But what I did find as I was trying to figure this out, I found out that the 4 blood moons, there's actually, on March 23rd, 2016, there was a partial blood moon. And there's all these videos and stuff people have made about it and whatnot. Just interesting, March 23rd. March 23rd to, if you go to 5/13, a span of 51 days. Super duper interesting. I've talked about this a lot with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I've also mentioned how it's connected to Philadelphia. It's also, Donald Trump is 15 years, 51 days older than Obama. Queen Elizabeth surpassed Queen Victoria as longest reigning monarch on 9/9 last year, in the year 5775 of the Hebrew year. 5775 even. Prince dies at the age of 57. He even died on a a full moon. But Queen Victoria died 51 years, 15 days before Queen Elizabeth became the queen on 2/6, the day that I put out the video about the hymn for the weekend or whatever, with the Beyonce video. So super interesting. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I can't figure out why that's red and none of these other ones are. It doesn't really make that much sense. Also, in regards to the death of Tupac, Tupac died on this day. So did Moses Malone last year. But Tupac's been connected to this Prince stuff. Tupac died on September 13th. September 13th last year just so happened to be the very last day of the Hebrew year 5775. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Just thought I'd point that out. Also, in regards to landing on the moon landing was supposedly on July 20th, 1969. And if you go to 513 this year, a span of 46 years, 9 months, 23 days. So, very, very interesting span. So I just, it's just on this website too. I don't know. It's just pretty strange regardless. The first one that I click on and it's red. But if you go to some of these other ones like the NASA website right here, it doesn't really say anything. It just says first quarter 1202. Nothing really that special about any of these. Even the one on February or March 23rd. There's a full moon and whatnot, but it's pretty weird. So I wonder if what this website is all about. Also, I just typed in because I was curious. I typed in the first blood moon of it to supposedly the last full one at least. A span of 1 year, 5 months, 13 days. Once again, the 513. I mean, even 531 days, you could rearrange them to make the 513 even. I mean, a stretch, but just throwing it out there. Also in the Bible where it talks about it, it's in Acts 2:20, but also right before in 2:19. I've been talking about the 2:19 a lot. It's just interesting to me. It says, "And I will shew wonders in heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke." Now this just sticks out to me because in the last year or so, including today when I went outside, there was smoke everywhere. Supposedly because of the Canadian wildfires and stuff. So, and a while back, I remember I went outside, I had no idea about it, and it was so smoky, I didn't know what was going on, and you could even look at the sun, and it looked like a blood moon even, because of the smoke from Canada. Or supposedly, That's never happened in my lifetime until this past year, so very interesting. Acts 2:19, and then 2:20, it talks about the moon turning into blood and whatnot. So, some pretty interesting stuff. I'm going to look more into it again, but I really have to go finish some stuff, but I couldn't stop thinking about it earlier. So, one last thing I want to point out that I was thinking of. So, in the video right before this, I talked about how it connected to Coldplay, and Coldplay had the album A Head Full of Dreams. I talked about the assassination of Obama. Obama's on their album here, A Head Full of Dreams. He's singing Amazing Grace like he did at Clementa Pinckney's funeral. It's on the track Kaleidoscope. It's 1:51 long. Even if you read out A Head Full of Dreams, it equals 151. But interesting in regards to what I just showed about the blood moons in the Bible, Jesus Christ also just so happens to equal 151. And in regards to the Lindsay Lohan wearing the shirt with the Golden Gate Bridge on it with the blood moon in the movie Herbie, the Jews believe that the Messiah will come through the Golden Gate. So, super interesting. I know there's a lot more to look up. I still want to figure out what's up with this website. I mean, it's pretty strange that the first one I look at and it's red. So, I don't know. Just want to point this out, I guess. There's definitely a moon theme, though. And I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the blood moon. So, gonna leave it at that. Have a good one. Actually, one last thing, I guess. So, Messiah in Jewish gematria equals 233. In regards to the 51 stuff, remember, the 51st prime number is 233. Also, Golden Gate equals 239 in Jewish gematria. Right now we're in the 239th year of the United States. So, once again, just dragging it out, but have a good one. Okay, so I can only make 15-minute clips. This is absolutely insane to me here. I was just standing here while I was waiting for it to download to my computer, and then I can upload it to YouTube. So I'm sorry that I'm still rambling, but this is craziness. So I went from my birthday to that partial blood moon, 323, and the reason that I did that was because I just remembered, just the other night, I talked about how my name in Jewish gematria is 323. And I even mentioned Lucifer. I mean, I'm not Lucifer or whatnot, Catholicism. I don't know if I talked about it on my blog or if I put it in a video, but I know that I talked about that, how my name is 323 in Jewish gematria. And this was the day of that 5th partial blood moon. Look at it, 134 days after my birthday. I mean, the odds of that are insane. So, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what they're showing me. Before, in the video before, I showed how they did it 165 days after my birthday, and the whole video that they gave my copyright strike on was all about the number 165, so who knows? I don't know. If I don't make videos after May 13th, then I'm dead, probably. I mean, I don't get it, you know? Or I don't know what the point of it is. I don't understand it. One interesting thing, though, about my birthday that somebody pointed out to me a while back, 1110, or also 1110, it is all about Jesus Christ. Let me find this website here. So maybe, since my birthday is on that day, 1110, maybe that's the super significance of all this. But I mean, there's all kinds of, I'll leave a link to this website, but Christ the Lamb of God, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you can come and read it for yourself. You go through, there's just tons of 110. And then it even has the cross encoded here, a crown, a nail, a nail, a nail. They all equal 222. If you add all that up, a nail, a nail, a nail, a crown, 1,110. If you add up 1, 1, 1, and 0, 1,110. The King of the Jews, 1,110. So like I said, I'll leave a link, but I don't know if it's just something, if I'm being used because that my birthday just so happens to be on a day that's super connected to it all, or what. But that's amazing. And especially with my name even equaling 323, I don't know, that blows me away. I apologize for being so amazed, but just the other night when I was talking about the movie Gravity, magically the movie Gravity was just on my TV when I happened to look up in the middle of my video. How does that stuff happen? That is unexplainable. It's even 4 months, 13 days. I mean, I talked about the Golden State Warriors getting their 73rd win and all that on 4/13, which can also be written as 13/4, a lot like 134. I mean, craziness. This day also just so happened to be the 83rd day of the year, this year. And in the previous video, I talked about the video that I made, Him for the Weekend, or it was about Him for the Weekend, that came out on video on January 29th. And I said if you go to the day that Prince died, also Queen Elizabeth's 90th birthday, it's a span of 83 days. Also 2 months, 23 days. But anyway, you know, sorry for bringing it back up, but it just keeps amazing me. I don't know what's truly going on, you know? Like, interesting, you know, that it is. I talked about Lucifer. I also talked about Jesus. Jesus in gematria equals 74, just like Lucifer. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Is it God showing me these numbers? Is there some type of demonic force that's putting me into these numbers? Or is it just somehow people doing some type of magic on me? Or, you know, I don't know for sure. It's pretty halfway creepy when I think about it, and I keep finding all of this stuff. So, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like I said, I have some other stuff to do. I'm going to come back and look at this. Just super interesting, too, because I talked about today when I got copyright struck or whatever, it was 88 days after my birthday that I put the video out that got a copyright claim on it. So, and I talked about the 88 stuff in regards to satanic rituals. And I even mentioned how in the movie, the last Paranormal Activity movie, how the kids are in the year 88 and they like can manipulate time and manipulate other people's lives that have nothing to do with it. So, I don't know. It just makes me wonder. I mean, decide for yourself. I'm going to sit here and think about it myself. So, have a good one.